Today's episode is inspired by a song that I wrote back in a long time ago, 20 years ago, or 21 years ago, 1999 in Accra. It's a long time ago I wrote that song. Something led to me writing the song about my mother. Yeah, but today's episode is inspired by this song. Anyway, this your Africa diaspora teacher. It's been a long time, and then in my very humble way, I thank all my subscribers. I have reached a milestone. I don't take little things for granted. I'm a kind of a person, I don't take the little things for granted. I've reached a milestone. I've passed 100 subscribers. And I'm very grateful for all these my subscribers who believed in me to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for believing in me. You know, let me tell you a story. I always want to be a storyteller, even though I'm not very eloquent. I'm not the ones that are eloquent. And I feel great when great people are speaking, you know. I feel, how do I feel? I feel so elected when I see people, you know, be able to speak publicly, eloquently, you know. But one politician that I come across, a senator, told me it's not about how eloquent that you can speak, because you can eloquently speak, but people will not understand what you just said. That kind of got my attention. A very important senator that I come across. He said it's good to listen. He listened. You know, the little details that you can say means a lot. Not how eloquent you could speak, because you could make a whole lot of eloquent speech and nobody understand or can grasp. They just add awe of your eloquency. But after that, you say, what did he just said? He said, the guy is a great speaker. Okay, so enough of that. So I always want to be a storyteller. And one story that I'm going to tell you, quick story that I'm going to tell you, it's about, there was a time I was planning to enter some program in a local college over here, community college. But they were looking for only 50 people for 2 classes, each one of 25 people, and the next class would be another 25 people, and they couldn't get a number. They got one for 25, but they couldn't get the other one for 25, so they wanted to cancel the class because they needed the money. The money multiplied by 50 people will be able to pay the instructors for the program. So yes, they canceled it until the next semester when they were able to garner the number that they were looking for. So that was 50 people they were looking for, y'all. 50 people they were looking for. They were looking for 50 people and they couldn't get 50 people and the class was canceled. But here I am. I'm able to get 100 people to kind of tune in or be ready to tune in for whatever hot air I'm about to blow. So I don't take it for granted. If a whole college can cancel a program for not getting 50 people, what about if they have to raise the bar for 100 people? Then the a whole year or years will come by and they won't be able to get the class in operational. And the teachers, what are they going to do? Okay, so for the 100 people that have subscribed to me, where is my heart? Take my hat off for y'all for believing in me. Today's episode is dedicated to the election that we had in Ghana. I congratulate the president for being re-elected again, and his mantra this time is unity. Let's all come together and build this nation. That's what he said. In his 2016 election as a president, he challenges not to be spectators, but you know what? I just did that, and I feel so sorry for being a spectator, because there is a proverb in all our African languages that when a man is drawing a line in the sand, and when he veered from the straightness of the line, those behind have the right to tell him, you know what, brother, sister, your line is getting crooked. But in our Ghana, when a situation like that busts out, and you want to tell your beloved brother, sister, that the line is kind of going a little crooked, then people want to put a badge on you. You belong to this group and you belong to that group. So because of that, a lot of us remain to be what the president don't want us to be, spectators. What the president didn't want us to be, what he challenges not to be, many of us remain just to be that. Mr. President, it's not our fault. Ooh, I can see people dancing in the square room. Never want to come back again, cause love's so strong on this love boat. Yeah. Oh, I can see people dancing in the square room. Never want to come back again, cause love's so strong on this love boat. see people dancing in the square room. Never wanna come back again, cause love's so strong on this love boat. Hey, hey, hey. This is understanding, oh Lord. Dancing in the spirit of understanding, this is oh man. Oh, this is understanding, oh, the dancing in the spirit of understanding. Give this a little whoa, man. Oh, lack of understanding, lack of understanding, lack of understanding, little understanding. Oh, give this a little wow, little understanding is a give this a little woman, little attention and understanding. Give this whoa, man. Lack of understanding, lack of understanding, lack of understanding. Little known to misunderstanding. Oh, give this a little whoa, man. Little attention and understanding. Give this whoa, man. La da da da. La da da da. I can see people dancing in the square room. Never wanna come back again, cause love's so strong on this love. Yeah. So, congratulations, Mr. President. Congratulations, Mr. President. So, here we come. We've been asked again of a civil duty. Duty. Sometimes you say duty like Jesse Jackson. Duty. Duty. Our civic duty. So how can we come together? It's a funny story. Let me tell you a story. I want to be the storyteller, you know. I want to be the storyteller in my new channel that I'm going to be soon operating. Is going to be called, how am I going to call it? The Chronicle of a Mozola. A Mozola. The Chronicle of a Mozola. And a chronicle, we're going to make it K. Chronicle of a Mozola. Mozola is a traveler in my language, of a language. Mozola. So a Mozola is a traveler. A Mozola is a traveler. Chronicle. We've been traveling for a long time. I've been traveling for, I said, yeah, we the hustlers. Yeah, why not? You know, back in a time when if you heard somewhere in your life when Ghana is called Bonku, you know, raise your arm, just check. When in your life you heard Ghana being called Ujakrum, you know, raise your hand. Tell me which year you heard Ghana being called Bonku. Ujakrum, Bonku. Raise your hand. Because if you ever heard it, if you ever used it, then you are a pioneer. You know, in Italy, when we used to call Bonku, not yesterday, Italy, Italy where, you know, American man, Italy, you know, pate Italy, you know, yeah, Prince, Italy. Yeah, we were the little boys, the little kids. Titi's, Italy, brother Titi, Prince, American man. Villaggio di Coppola. Domiziano, Villa di Domiziano. If you know which year are those, tell me which year are those. The period. The Capo di Carabinieri, our friend. If you know Kennedy, if you know Paddy, if you know Amaldu, yeah, if you know Osei, yeah, that is the Italy we know. It was cool. Yeah. That was the Italy that we used to say, bonku, bonku. That was the Italy. Italiano. Italy. Yeah. Anyway, so you've been tasked for our civil duty again for building a nation. Building a nation together. But how can we build a nation together? This is a serious question, and I need some serious answer. Because building a nation together means we all have to bring our collective ideas. And ideas are not a property of one person or what is the English word? Something that only one person has. You see, ideas come from our experiences. No one person has a monopoly of it. No one person. Because the most beautiful thing about ideas, that's what great nations like America is your background gives you a certain peculiar idea that is also good to be part of the whole mechanism of the vehicle. You see, for the vehicle to move, all kind of components, and each one has special geographical origin. So wherever we all came from, we have some specialities about us. This is where Africans are losing it. You see, the borders made it even worse. The 1884-85 Berlin Conference borders. Because you people are Asian people. Do you know how many years of experience decoded in your DNA, in your bloodstream? You see, so much of information. Some of you have been great mathematicians. Some of you have been great builders. Some of you had been uh, iron smelters from generation to generation for 30 generations, for 20,000 generations. You thought you were made by some Adam and Eve, 6,000 years ago. You go with that crap. You are ancient of days that you sing in the church. It's you. You are the ancient of days. You are so old, you don't, it's pathetic. You are so old, I'm sorry. I'm using my left hand. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that. If I could cut it, I'll cut it. But, it's good to know your mistake and because of the guitar. You are so old. And it's a lesson to all my other people, diasporan people, that you don't use your left hand to point to nobody. So we are learning. So it's good that I did it and I'm refraining from it and doing the correcting. I'm doing the correcting that you have to use your right hand. They say you don't use your left hand to point to your hometown, no matter how poor it is, no matter how bad it is. You don't use your left hand to point, that is mine. You don't do that. You say, that is with pride. That is my hometown. That is my hometown. Because your hometown may be poor, but the ecology of your hometown is what will give it its economy. The word economy comes from ecology. That's what the white man, all the time, he wants your land, because everything that comes from the land is free for him. He doesn't have to work. He came and took over our cattle, he took over our grazing land and the cattle and drove the people away. And today he's the richest rancher in South Africa and Rhodesia. He took the farmland and the food and the harvest and the farm and drove the people away. And today we say he's the richest man. He's so smart. We both and the white man, we just so stupid, okay? Because we couldn't figure out who is a hardworking person. No more, The man came and took your cattle, took all over your cattle, took the grazing land, drove you away, take over your farm, and then use you as a laborer, to farm your own farm for him, and he take the profit and you take nothing. And today you say he's the smartest person ever lived. Both of you bullshit. So your ecology is your economy. So therefore, no place can be said to be poor. The poorness is from our mind. Okay? And when they repeat it, it becomes you. White people use it on black people, even though Africa is the one financing the whole earth, everybody's economy except Africa's economy. So, and they say we are poor, we're poor, we're poor, we're poor, we're poor. But Gaddafi said Europe is the poor one, Africa is the richest one. He said it. He said it in a broken language. He said it. Okay. So now we're doing the same thing in our own countries. You see, we're doing the same thing in our own countries. We target certain group of people and say they are poor, they poor, they poor, as if there's no soil in their land where they come from. They poor, they poor, they poor. White people say black people you poor, even though your land is rich. You say you poor, and we believe we poor. Then uh, 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 they outsource the same bullshit to all other African nations. They target one group of people or groups of people and say they poor. And the other ones who white people believe they poor, they also are now look at themselves and say, we are rich, and you poor, you poor, you poor. But white people tell them, you poor too. You are a poor man. You from a shithole. But within the shithole, leaders have been chosen for us to create another shithole. You know, it's an imaginary shithole. You from a shithole area of my shithole. Okay, they asked Buhari, Trump say your country is a shithole. Buhari said, I didn't hear it. I can't believe it. You know, everything is fake news. So I didn't, I didn't hear it. So if I didn't hear it, so I don't believe Trump said Africa is a shithole because he's scared. Because he came to the White House and Trump was hosting him, and he was so scared to say, hey, my country is not shithole. He can say it, my country is not shithole. President, my country, Africa may be a shithole, but some countries in Africa may be shithole, but Nigeria is not. You can say that with some fun, and everybody will laugh, and the president will kill you for it. You can just say, hey, Nigeria is not shithole. Other places in Africa might be, but my country is not shithole. You could say that, but people are just scared. They don't know how to, manage situations, and get over on top of it. So they call Africa shithole, African nations a shithole, but within these shitholes, they give power to certain group of people to create their own type of shithole. I can see people dancing in the square room. Never want to come back again, cause love's so strong on this alone. Oh Lord. So we came from a long way. We came from a long way. We are the smelters of the ancients. We are the builders of the ancient. We are the philosophers of the ancient. We are the musicians of the ancients. We did it all. If we black people have come to this earth working with our head instead of our legs, everybody, the Indians, Chinese, white people who are just the babies yesterday, they came yesterday. They are the babies, okay? They are the babies. Get it to your head. The white people are the babies of humanity. They came just less than 10,000 years ago. Beyond 10,000 years ago, there is nothing white. There's nothing pale. These are, the albinos of the Dravidians race coming from the cold. That's what Bob Marley said, coming out from the cold. It's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in. Ooh, coming out from the cold. They came out from the cold, okay, because we had made the situation a little bit better over here in the heat. They could not stand the heat, so they moved, the Dravidian albinos moved from the hot areas into the cold and get caught up in the ice age. That's it. And when the ice melted, they come, they're looking for food. You cannot make no food in the temperate area. You cannot make no food. So all of them are coming from food. And since then, it has been wars against the people who created the farm, the cultivation of food, the domestication of animals, and cultivation of food. They became and the rulership and royalty and religion and the spiritualism, not religion, spirituality and spiritualism, order, justice, law. It's all happened in around rivers that are flowing with life, not with ice. You know, tropical regions that can support farming all year long. Okay, so when these people are started coming, when the ice melted and they started coming, they coming with vengeance and war to take over the food production. That's all it is. When they took it over, majority don't know what to do with it. The Romans fell after taking over Egypt because they couldn't understand anything. The Greek were just homosexuals. They don't want anything to do with Egypt because when Socrates and Plato and the rest, Aristotle came and studied and they went back, and telling them that women and men have to hold hand and be in a union as a man and a wife, a husband and wife. They asked Socrates to, drink your own poison and die. They killed him because the teaching was so alien. A man and a woman to be a wife and a husband. Please, we like platonic relationship with boys, said by Plato. The only thing you could do with a woman is to have a baby with her, and every other thing that has to do with pleasure have to be done with little boys. And they form a Catholic institution right in your face, hidden in plain sight. Altar boys, and grown as men in skirts, long dresses. And they have the women banished into Lesbian island called Nana, where they could go and rape them, make babies with them, and abort the same babies and bury them in the abbey. It's not me saying it. The documentary is there. The abortions of the nuns and all the buried ones, babies in the abbey, the church ground, children aborted, killed. Okay, so it's in your face. Altar boys and grown as men in your face. Okay, so you are ancient people. We are very ancient people, very, very ancient. We're coming from all kinds of tradition, all kinds of profession is coded in our blood. So here we are, we found our place, ourselves in a place called Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali. And we want to build a nation. We all came with skills. It's recorded in our bloodstream because the blood is a water and water carries memory. So these things are here. In the ancient times, generational families of group of people do one particular thing and one particular thing only. You see? So if we want to build a nation together, all these things need to be we need to be aware of our hidden talents, our very hidden talents, encoded, recorded, encoded in our DNA. We all can do it together. So the new mantra or the new message for the president is build this nation together. And then another twist to it is, the former president Kufo said something like 4 years is not enough. 4 years is not enough to do anything. It's true, 4 years is not enough for anybody to do anything. It took Obama almost 2 years to be filling his cabinet, and even much longer for Trump, I guess. and it's gonna get the same thing. You can't use even 2 years to set up your government. You still be employing people for positioning and things like that. It took Obama almost like 2 years. Okay, so by the time you set up your government and you want to set up, and then the election time is campaigning is in the third year, then what time do you have to build a nation to show that this is what you want to do? I'm not here talking for nobody, but 4 years is just a little bit too short. So Kufo was like, why can we extend this into 5 years, 2 year of two term, 5 years will make a 10 years, so you can see the span of the progression of a development. So whatever may happen, whatever other people may feel, whatever the rumors that the president walked away from a meeting and say, hey, he's not going to do this, that, those are whatever rumors those are. You can understand that maybe a man has a plan to take off in the 5th year, and he's gonna, through the ballot, the people say, hey, whatever it is, we don't want you. And you feel like, damn, I have this thing all planned out that on my second coming, in my 5th year, this is going to be, all these things will yield results. And then it's tough. It's tough. I'm not here to support anybody, but I've tried to come with an open mind about let's build a nation together. I forgive those who say that even the president Kufo said this. I read it in the news that foreigners cannot be when the topic of registration and all kind of controversies surrounding registration and militarization of certain areas. The president Kufo made it a statement that we cannot allow foreigners to become president or rulers in Ghana. I think that is very unfortunate, because if Obama were to be in Ghana, he probably wouldn't be anything, because of the politics of the way certain people look at who is a citizen. And that is very unfortunate. We are very happy when a Ghanaian lady who is elected to be whatever in England and was given the responsibility to be the deputy exchequer. The exchequer in England is the finance minister, whatever that name is. I don't know. I don't understand exchequer, but I know that is the finance minister. So when this girl was given the responsibility to represent the exchequer, if the exchequer is not there, Ghanaians, the same Ghanaians, okay, who calling other people foreigners, celebrated it as if we have a stake in England, okay, which people will say we have a stake in it, and other Ghanaians who probably, elected into government, Nigerians also elected into government, into councilmen and congressmen, this election in America, okay, we're proud. But when it comes to our countries, nobody is a stranger in Ghana, nobody is a foreigner in Ghana, but certain people feel they are more Ghanaians than, I don't know where that thing is coming from, that illusion is coming from. But, so it's very unfortunate, because if you want to build a nation, its diversity is a plus for everyone, all of us. A diverse nation is a diverse knowledge. You see, I'm going freestyle over here now. The diverse nation is a diverse knowledge. It's a plus. Imagine just everybody else is, Kwewu person in the whole Ghana. You might think it will work, but it will be just one way of thinking. You will see no diversity in it, provided the whole Ghana is Krobo, you know, provided the whole Ghana is other people, you know. So just imagine that, because other people come with special skill. They are very good in building. They are very good in craftsmanship. You know, they are good in farming. You see, there are a lot of people who, a good friend of mine called Yao, argue that why is it that a lot of your people, um, a lot of your people are in other farms doing cocoa farming, but there's no cocoa farm in the Volta region. Why they cannot, and I say, well, it's because of certain politics, but we didn't know that there were, I myself didn't know that there were cocoa farms in the Volta region, that the farmers rather use the same way the people in Doma Hinkrum would smuggle cocoa into the CFA zone for big money. The same thing is going in Volta region. A DW, a German documentary uh, uh, company or broadcaster, DW, made a documentary about cocoa production in the Volta region. I, from the Volta region, never knew. And I swear a lot of people from the Volta region don't know that there's cocoa. But I made a claim to my friend that the whole range from Aquapin Hills across Togo Range right out into Kwara State, because when I was in Nigeria, Kwara State is where they have their cocoa. And if you look on the latitude, they're all on the same latitude, coming from Eastern region right through the Aquapin Hills, right through the Palime Hills, right into Togo, the same Palime Hills in Togo, in Ghana, in Togo, and then right the same hill go right through the Kwara into Benin, into Kwara, So the same range, the same vegetation, the same on the same latitude, anything that grows from Cote d'Ivoire cut across. And this between Cote d'Ivoire and Kwara, it's not a big long, it's not a very big place, geographically talking about Africa and its vastness. The distance between Cote d'Ivoire and Kwara is nothing in the eye of God or in an eye of Africa and its vastness. So whatever is going on in Cote d'Ivoire, it shouldn't be a mystery when it's happening in Kwara State in Nigeria. Okay. Because it's not a big distance. It's not a big distance. By air, it's about 45 minutes by air or 30 minutes by air. It's not a big, vast distance. So if cocoa is growing in Eastern region in the same latitude, just do your geography. Just come on. Where is your geography cap? Come on now, guys. Come on. Okay. But for some reason, we said there can never be cocoa. There's no cocoa in Volta region. And because of that politics, it has been kept so quiet that there's cocoa farming in Volta region going on in Volta region ever since. And there are people from Volta region who are cocoa farmers in other part of Ghana. But what we hear is they are just laborers in these farms. Good to be laborers, but they cannot farm their own farm in their own region, which is a damn lie. Go and check the DW documentary about cocoa farming in the Volta region. You see, but in Ghana, it has been kept, whether secret or whatever, to create an illusion that there is nothing coming from the Volta region. I'm freestyling, so you can, I'm freestyling. There's nothing going on in the Volta region. So therefore, the Volta region contributes nothing. And the Cocoa Marketing Board has been part of this propaganda. Yeah, you got to call them on it, because they are not up to their game. Their office is old and ugly, and they have not improved cocoa production in any significant way. I was in Belgium, okay, and Kodor means Gold Coast. And the emblem of Kodor is elephant. Everything about the Gold Coast has been stolen by this company. When we were in Belgium in 84, they moved the Kodor by 1984 was even bigger than any cocoa production factory in Ghana. Kodor, it's right there by Gare du Midi, the train station. By 1986, 87, they moved it to the Flemish part of Belgium, into a very ultra modern, facility, bigger than the one that is already they had, before probably Ghana had independence, which is already bigger than anything that we know as cocoa production factory or cocoa producing space in Tema. Okay, Kodor already, that is the old factory. Kodor was able to create a newer factory, ultra modern. So even they have mercy on few Ghanaians who got paper at that time, okay, who had little document to work at that time. I got a friend who married to an old white lady. That's the way you could get paper. So some of us couldn't get paper because the old lady there and the fat ugly ones. If you have, like Frimpon's brother, slim guy, nice looking guy from UST, come and take some ugly bitch. We say if that is the only way the paper they make it day. The old and the ugly. Please, if you want to chop better. And that's what I did. Anyway, so those Ghanaians were even humble. They feel pity for them coming from the Gold Coast Kodor. And so they employed some of them in the factory. They came back and said, damn, if you look at the factory is good. Everything is automated. So Cocoa Marketing Board, please, Kodor, there's no one single cocoa tree in Belgium. No single one. But they came from Kodor, the old Kodor near Gare du Midi, down to the newer one in 1986. 1986, 87, we couldn't even think of building it. Cocoa Marketing Board shouldn't be even where it is. Ugly building, very ugly. It should have been demolished and a new one built in its place. Yeah, you got to call these people out. There's no innovation right there. A lot of money being wasted. No innovation. So Kodor, we can learn a lesson from Kodor, a small nation called Belgium. Taking cocoa from West Africa, but we're able to, build twice a cocoa factory. Cocoa producing products, whatever you want to call it, whatever the English is. You see. So, for a nation like Ghana to move on beyond, let's come together and unite and build this nation, the years of 4 year is very short, too short. I'm freestyling, too short for any government to really, come up with a program. I'm not here to what somebody didn't do or what somebody is, 4 years is just too short. So to see what Nana could do, I think he needs a second term. And beside that, the Rollins factor, The Rollins factor. The Rollins factor. The Rollins factor. Ooh, I can see people dancing in a square room, Lord. Ooh, yeah. I can see people dancing in a square room. Never wanna come back again, cause love's so strong on this love boat. The Rollins factor. The Rollins factor. See, the Rollins factor there we're going to talk. We're going to talk about for the talk about time, because it's an interesting factor, you know, and it cannot be erased, you know, because the man ruled Ghana for 19 years, yo. You see, why is the Rollins factor is you either talk about it or, you know, you're a hypocrite. You see, Nana wants second term. In Nana's, let me play the devil's advocate over here, right? Don't come after me, okay? Leave me alone. Nana and his group, okay? Nana and his group, you know, people call them Achim guys. Yeah, they deserve their right. You know, there was a time people say jail for Mafia. Nobody say anything. No, jail for Mafia. They have the Tamale Mafia. You see, Rollins ruled for 19 years. I have nothing against JJ. But it is a factor that people feel like JJ and his people ruled this nation for 19 years. Probably more than any ethnic group. So, if there's going to be a legacy for Rollins, it's based on that 19 years. There are I know a lot of people that were born, just all they knew is Rollins. His funeral is coming and it's going to show over there. All they knew is Rollins. I know people, by the time I knew them, they were 19 years old. And Rollins is almost about to end. So they were born when they were like, Rollins was even ruling before they were born. Just imagine. And by the time I knew these beautiful people, they already finished high school. Just imagine. All their imagination and all their memory is being embosomed with Rollins. All they know is Rollins. They say Ghana is a youthful nation. Youthful nation. The youthful nation that we're talking about were raised on Rollins. 35 and down were raised on Rollins. You see. And that is an enviable position for a lot of, because the same people who were raised on Rollins already forgot about Atam Mills, because he was so short in our memory. They will even forget about Nana, because Nana is just 80 years. Okay. These people who were raised on Rollins for 19 years already forgetting about President Kufo, ex-President Kufo. They already forgot about it. So, is it fair? Is it uh, is it wrong? Excuse me. Is it wrong for Nana to ask for second term? Is it wrong for Nana to ask for second term? When one man dominated, good or bad, hate him or like him, where he came from or not, where he didn't come from. You see. And on the other side, the hypocrisy, is there. Ghana is Ghana is a very hypocritical nation, and we love our hypocrisy. We hypocrites. We talk behind you. Oh, we talk about you. Let me tell you a story again. I was in a car, a taxi trotro from Accra coming to Tema, and it was the last leg of Rollins, and there was something going on in a Volta region. And the Volta region people, my people, the ever people, were complaining about something that government is not doing. And the guy, let me recollect my mind. I was in the middle, back seat of a taxi going from Accra on a motorway to Tema. The guy on my left-hand side was the one saying, just reporting to, reacting to what is coming from the, radio. Say more before this, sana so we say you, the ever people, you are so stupid that's how your own government would do to you. So after he finished saying that, Your Majesty, I'm all the time sharp, okay? I'm not the one that you won't catch me on even a raining day dressed on tie. I like to, represent my family, myself and my family, and wherever I'm coming from, and my ethnicity, I represent it right. In any way, anywhere I go, I represent my family. So you won't catch me tied. No, you won't catch me like that. Family. And my family has to do with where they come from, who they are within. So I represent my family. And that translates to my ethnicity. Okay, you will not catch me looking haggard. You won't. So I say, hey, partner, do you see me stupid? Oh, daddy, I'm sorry. Oh, you know that kind of Ghanaian thing. Daddy, I'm so sorry. I said, do I look stupid? Hello, do I look stupid to you? Oh, daddy, the guy has been apologizing from the middle of the motorway right up to Tema Station Committee 1, side 17, where we dropped at. And still, I was trying to go through the Tema market, find some can eat, and still, daddy, you see. So that's how hypocritical we are. We don't even mean what we say. You see. And the next thing is how accounts are the Christians and the other people are the what? The juju people, the devil worshippers, Okay, and I'm coming back to, hold on. Yeah, the accounts are the Christians, even though all the controversies that we know about these fake pastors and Christianity, the controversy about Christianity as a whole. Still, certain people feel like we account for, we are more Christian and you people are not whatever, even though the name Yahweh has been with us and its court and every practices within Yahweh is recorded in the Old Testament. We need solid-minded people, to look into that, not the superficial people. So if you're superficial, if you're ready to learn, Yahweh is Yahweh She. Yahweh has been the original name for God, which we call Yahweh, Yahweh. It's just the same way you cannot pronounce Yahweh. It's the same way you cannot pronounce Yahweh. Yahweh people and their God is Yahweh. You can call it Yahweh because you cannot say the word, the word. This, you see, you cannot pronounce it, so you cannot pronounce Yahweh. So you will call it Yahweh or Yahweh. You will call it Yahweh. You will call it Yahweh. Okay, just as you say Ewe. Okay, because you cannot pronounce Ewe. You cannot pronounce this word, Ewe. So you rather say Yahweh or Ewe. You see. So accounts are Christians and the Yahweh people are whatever. So we want to build a cathedral so that to the worship of we the Christians and those people, they are the Yahweh people. Even God's name is Yahweh. We can argue it. Okay. So the hypocrisy is so legendary in a nation that we all need to contribute our quota, our talent. It takes handle to build a nation. It takes hand, not law. DeGrasse, the astrophysicist of America, DeGrasse says the reason why America is failing in science is because there's too many, the senators are too many indulge in not engineering as their forte, have no engineering as their forte, but they are more into law. You say lawyers don't build nation. Lawyers do not build nation. DeGrasse had made that clear that the reason why the America is falling is most of their senators and lawmakers are into, instead of to have a strong engineering background, they rather go for the lowest. Law is the lowest thing you could, in the art subject, is the lowest you could take. Law is the lowest you could take. It's not demanding. To be a lawyer, to read law is not demanding. Don't let nobody fool you. It's not a demand, it's the lowest in the art subjects. It's the lowest in the art subjects. To read mathematics and to read geography is even, I don't know if geography falls under art, But when it comes to our subject, law is the lowest. People who are not doing very well in their classrooms tend to go through law. So if a bunch of people like that are building a nation, the nation won't go nowhere because it takes this and calculations. So engineering comes naturally to a lot of people. Okay, you see, so we got to be very careful and very serious here that we need all our background, which we all have encoded in our blood streams. The information is there. The Ancient of Days are still here. Okay, the Ancient of Days are still here. Okay, so to come together to build a nation, we need everybody. You know, the fantasy that we should have a one government, is something that been thrown around though. Kutu Achampo tried it. We got to seriously think about is two-party system is really good for us. And if we can find some synergy, but to do that, we have to, know how to distribute the national cake. For instance, giving a contract to one person to clean the whole Ghana is very undemocratic and very unfair. It's like one contractor cleaning the whole of America. When you come to New York, the city of New York had its borough, and I think each borough had their own sanitation company. Then sandwiched between that is several private contractors cleaning New York. When you cross into New Jersey, it's a different setup through the government. Okay, so and so forth. Come to Connecticut, the same thing. Go to Massachusetts, the same thing. California, the same thing. But in Ghana, one Zoom lion is everywhere. You cannot create businessmen and wealth distribution like that. Why can't every region has their own contractor, which go by bidding, open bidding? Ghanaians came over here and were able to bid through post office contractor, and they took contract from white people and give to them. We bid before. Me and a friend of mine, they call it. They say, what you bid is too low. If you don't do it, we're gonna, But we did it because they say we have to hire two drivers. We burned the midnight oil. Instead of two drivers, we drove alone. So the calculations that they gave us that you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to change your tires, you may not be able to do this, and if you don't do, we're going to put you in jail. No. Instead of two drivers, one driver. So Ghanaians came over here, were able to outbid white people. The reason why black Americans were not present in the post office bidding was that they bid just as white people and they play game and give it to white people. But we bid so low that black Americans were like, can you do this thing with this kind of money? But we feel like, hey, instead of taking two drivers, we could drive one. So we were able to break even. So if open bidding was not allowed in America and monopoly was even though there's monopoly in a lot of sectors within American economy, don't be fooled by it. There are certain ceilings you cannot go through it. Okay. But we came over here and were able to outbid white people and get post office contracts and did very well in it. But when it comes to Ghana, there couldn't be no open contract, no open bidding, and one man has been given the people's tax money. Okay, so we got to look into all those things, that all the regions have to have their own, raise their own contractors to bid for this cleaning of this of the, that is government money. Government makes businessmen. So if government makes businessmen and government is on only one side, then all the businessmen is going to be one side, and very soon we're going to be looking at, oh, only one particular tribe could be business people, or it's only one particular side of Ghana could go coffee. A lie. Only one particular side of Ghana could grow cocoa. So if cocoa is the mainstay of the economy, then your place is not contributing to cocoa, therefore you are out. It's all lie. The same thing white people play. Black people ain't nothing. You ain't contributing to nothing. But meanwhile, Africa is the one underwriting the whole, all the major economies' economy, including our own manpower. Take black people out of these countries and you see the economy will collapse. The economy will collapse. That is what Dr. Arikana Chimborikwa is saying. We are the blood and the brain behind all the economies. So why can't we do it in Africa? But we've allowed the same thing white people have been doing to us, we're repeating it in our own country. You people are like this. You people are like this. White people say all of us are no good. Then they find a way to outsource the same mantra into each country and find a group of people to play it. In Nigeria, the Hausas are holding everybody with their Hausa headsmen and Fulani headsmen, and Buhari ain't saying anything, and Boko Haram is sandwiched in between it. And, but the Hausa youth now are saying, no, this stranglehold gotta go so that Nigeria to be free. The stranglehold in Kaduna and Kano have, over Nigeria through the British, gotta go. They try the same thing in each African nation, find a group of people to run white supremacy on their own people. One class of people, the other one is underclass. Then white people are the top class and all black people are underclass. Then they make, they outsource the same mentality into other nations, raise one group of people and the rest of the people are underclass. Can't you see the correlation? Can't you see the link that we all been played? When it comes to white people, they roll themselves into the capitalism. We have to be the producers of everything. In South Africa, they are minority. In Namibia, they are the minorities. But they got everything. And we are so stupid to say, when a minority, food for 100 people is being eaten by 20 people, the 20 people would look fat. Then you say, oh, it's by their ingenuity. It's by the way God made them to be smart. No, a minority is leeching on you, majority. They will have more than you. Until you change and write yourself into, they are like a script writers. They are like Spike Lee. Spike Lee wrote, She Got to Have It. He made himself the lead actor. When he wrote Malcolm X, he's the second lead actor after Denzel Washington when he wrote More Blues. He's the lead actor, and all other yeah, Do the Right Thing. He's the lead actor. White people wrote a good script and put themselves into it. The scripts are democracy and capitalism, and they wrote themselves into it to be the lead actors. Hello? We're going to be the minority leeching on the majority, and you're going to have a lot from majority of people. Take penny for billions of people. You be a millionaire. You live large. Oh, they're smart. You see, I'm free, you know. And another thing that I would like to get over here, that's my people, you know, Anglo, it's like this. Anglo, that is how we write it. Not A-N, whatever, like this. No, we don't read it like that. We got to change all the names. I'm an advocate for the right pronunciation of names across Ghana. We have to learn how to pronounce our names. We have to learn how to pronounce our name. That is Anglo. That is Anglo. We cannot be butchering our names. I'm a big advocate for that. I'm glad that Achim people came and stopped that nonsense called Akimo, that when, you know, they are Achim people, they got it right now. And I'm glad and I applauded them for doing that. You know, and I think maybe perhaps Nana was instrumental in that. And I applauded them for that, for stopping Akimo, that, you know, you are a Achim person, your town is Akim, because the white man could not pronounce A-K-Y-E. He made it, even Ghanaians born in England coming back home, they see that and they pronounce it Akim. You know, it's not, it's Achim. Ask the people how they pronounce their things, how they put their alphabets together and how they pronounce them. That is what educated people do. That is what educated people do. So don't be ignorant and don't be blissful in your ignorance. No, especially my people. You are not airway. You are not airway. You have to demand the Akan people to call your names right. You have to demand, you have to show it to them. Stop butchering our names. Stop butchering our names. You know, put your arrogance down, both you people and your friends in Akan land and Dagomba land and Gan land. Put your arrogance down and learn our names right. I will not say Akim. I used to, because, you know, that's what the people at the Ministry of Highways and Urban Roads, or whatever they call them, you know, their ignorance is becoming too much. Pronounce our names right. Our names has a meaning. Our towns and their names has a meaning. Okay, stop, you know, calling Weta. Weta means the top of the pit. The top of the pit means a pit, okay, or a hole, you know. So when you started mispronouncing, then you are mispronouncing the whole, you know, the history and everything. Stop the foolishness. Stop it now. Stop and start pronouncing our names right. Anglogan is not Anglogan, and Aflawu is not Aflawu. Sogakope is Kosogakope. You know, stop all that p is Nyegbadzanyi. Yes, Nyegbadzanyi. Nyegbadzanyi. I can see people dancing in the square room. can see people dancing in the square room. Never want to come back again, cause love so strong on this love. Oh, yeah. I can see people dancing in the square room. Never want to come back again, cause love so strong on this love. Oh, this is understanding. Oh, the dancing, the spirit of understanding keep this world, man. I can see people dancing in a square room. Never wanna come back again, cause love so strong on this love. Oh. Lack of understanding, give a lot of people of understanding. Oh, la 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 la. Lack of understanding, lack of understanding. Only know the mirrors and understanding. Oh, give this woman little attention and understanding. Whoa, man. Da 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 da. I can see people dancing in the square room. Never want to come back again, cause love so strong on this love. Ooh.